If you're Russian, you can't buy Zbrush. What's going on? My name is Al, and I came across this Maxon blog post talking about Russia and Ukraine, and just really felt compelled to make a video about it. For the record, I'm going to share my opinions about some things. I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds. Responding to the Ukraine crisis, all new and current business, as well as ongoing support of Russian customers, is officially suspended. This was March 7th, 2022. Let's see what they have to say. Everyone at Maxon is shocked and saddened by the current situation in and around the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We join the global community who condemn this unwarranted and appalling aggression by Russia. Our hearts and thoughts are with the Ukrainian people and our colleagues and creative community in the affected regions. Since economic sanctions against Russia are an impactful way we compel efforts to restore peace, Maxon has decided to suspend all new business as well as ongoing support of current customers in Russia. Let's break that apart a little bit. So if you do not own Cinema 4D, if you do not own other pieces of software owned by Maxon, like Zbrush, if you currently reside in Russia, you will not be allowed to purchase Zbrush, Cinema 4D, Forger, things like that at this time. So you will not be able to purchase those at this time. So also what this says is that suspend ongoing support of current customers in Russia. If you own, let's say, Cinema 4D, and part of your purchase comes with support, based on this, you don't get that customer support. You don't get that extra goodies that you're actually paying for. What does that mean to me? Why is that a big deal? Well, okay, I, for one, do not agree with what Russia is doing in Ukraine. I think it's terrible, I think it's evil, and I do not support that. But you know who else doesn't support that? Many Russians do not support what their government is doing and chosen to do. So all this does is it hurts artists and creatives in Russia who had nothing to do with this. This does not affect the Russian government. This does not affect their bottom line. To me, this seems like a virtue signal saying, hey, we're doing something, although it doesn't really do anything except hurt normal everyday folk, hardworking, loving, caring Russians. When a country does something terrible, I think most people are quick to just like paint all people of that country as terrible. And I think that's a really slippery slope where I do not agree with the Russian invasion of Ukraine whatsoever, but just like doing this blanket statement that say, if you live in Russia, you can't purchase our product anymore seems pretty terrible. So let's see what else they're doing. In addition, Maxon will be aiding in refugee relocation efforts and has introduced a generous matching program for all its employees who donate to charities assisting with the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. See, I think that's really good. That is a great thing. And props to Maxon for doing that. Aiding in refugee relocation efforts, that's awesome. So to me, that sounds like they are giving money to some of these efforts and also matching whatever their employees put into some of these charities. I think that's awesome. That's a really good thing. So the Maxon family, along with its parent company that I cannot pronounce and its subsidiaries, stand with everyone affected by this crisis in Ukraine. I agree with that. I think it's a terrible thing, and I pray for them often. We wish our community, business partners, stakeholders success, safety, and good health in these challenging times. You know what would be even better than saying you can't buy our product? It would be, if you purchase any of our software, we will give X amount to the humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. Or, you know, let's do this giant art competition to raise awareness as well. Even more importantly, raise money for humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. I think that would be great to do on top of that, instead of saying you can't buy Zbrush, you can't buy Cinema 4D.